northeastern Benton County. You can see it there on the other side of your screen. That's that new tornado warning up that way. Yeah, Sarah, if you can zoom in there, that'd be fantastic. You can kind of see, though, that new severe tornado warning, does include Center Point and Central City. Just north of Midway, but it'll be Center Point and Central City. Alice is right there as well. So yes, obviously you need to watch this very closely. You're watching the reason why on the left side of your screen. This is that supercell. It's a very impressive supercell structure. Big beefy wall cloud here. This is the area that could produce a tornado at any given point. The whole storm is clearly rotating. Anytime you get structure like this, you know the storm is rotating. You can also see here on the right side, looks like an inflow tail trying to form here. So that's warm, moist air starting to flow into the storm. So again, to recap, we do have a new tornado warning. This is more of northwestern Lynn County as well as northeastern Benton County. This also continues until 9 o'clock. Again, if we want to, I guess, take that video full again, and we can just, Sarah, if you're seeing anything in the chat, obviously I think we have probably the best view in town right now.
I would strongly agree with that. Yeah, no confirms at this time. Still just a rotating wall cloud, which is exactly what you're looking at right now. Wow. Again, that tornado, we are seeing that strong rotation move to our northeast now, so it is tracking away from the Cedar Rapids metro, but now engulfs areas including Center Point, Alice, and tracking towards Central City. But Central City, you're not in that tornado warning just quite yet. So that right there is getting very close to being a tornado on the ground. We're seeing that strong rotation. You're going to see it right here on Iowa's News Now. If it does touch down, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Again, the warning does continue through 9 p.m. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. If we can double box again, put the video in the big screen, that would be super. And then just kind of put me and Max 1 in the bottom left there. But again, we are watching very closely. So this is Covington Road. This will be south of Palo. That makes total sense based on what we're looking at here. Again, very, very impressive storm. It could very well be producing a tornado, or if not, very, very quickly can. We're kind of right in this area here. That's kind of what we're looking at, is this circulation. It is southwest, south of Center Point, but it could be moving up your way. So Center Point, you're not out of the woods yet. Let me go ahead and kind of get a little bit of a closer look here. Oop. If you can help me out, sir, if you can get me down towards that storm. Thank you. But yeah, that's obviously what you're looking at there on the right side of your screen. This is the tornado warning that is moving into northwestern Lynn County. And so you can see that is a very, very impressive storm structure. That's Covington Road near Palo. That's what we're looking at right now. Again, that circulation likely just south of Center Point. If you can zoom in a little bit closer here, kind of get Palo to show up here, so I can get some perspective.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Oop, I think it's fighting with me because you're in front of it.
Let me get out of the way, sorry. It does
okay.
that. Technology is amazing. Ooh, that's a nice lightning flash.
Oop. Right about there, or you want north?
I think knock it south just a little bit.
Here?
Perfect, yep.
Okay.
Okay, so again, we're looking at that circulation right about here. You have Schellsburg over here. Schellsburg is now in the clear, but Palo, again, you're kind of in the threat area. We're looking northwest. This is from Midway. Midway is down to here. So again, that circulation will be passing just south of Center Point. Again, that circulation is getting very, very close now, approaching I-380 south of Center Point. So again, if you know anybody that may be traveling north on I-380, get them off I-380 before they leave Hiawatha. If you get north of Hiawatha, you're going to start running into the storm. You don't want to do that. You can see just how impressive that storm structure is. Very likely could produce a tornado.
Ground, as you can see.
Yeah, so we're getting reports. You're seeing it live too. The funnel cloud half out of the ground. Let's take the video full again. Might as well. Again, this is really the only storm that we're watching right now in eastern Iowa.
Yeah, the rest were expired, so it's just the tornado warning and then the severe thunderstorm around it.
Okay.
Everything else is clear.
All right, so we're about to lose the live shot. That's totally fine. We'll make sure you can stay out ahead of it for us. Again, big thank you to our to Aaron Gerhardt out there in our road warrior chasing that storm. But again, so we can go back to the radar. Thank you very much. Again, that circulation right now south of Center Point, circulation right about here, getting ready to cross I-380. Very menacing, very, very concerning, just how impressive that was. You don't see that in Iowa too often. So let's go ahead and kind of zoom out just a little bit. Kind of give a wider view. And again, this is the lone show in town. We're down to 1. Hopefully we can keep it at 1 this time. We do have this tornado warning for northern Linn County. And again, I cannot stress enough how dangerous the storm may be. The average viewer may not understand what was happening in that video, but that was a very impressive wall cloud that could drop a tornado at any given point. Thankfully, it hasn't. We didn't see any indications it was producing a tornado, but also keep in mind it's rather dark. It's possible the darkness may be hiding it just a little bit. But again, we do have this tornado warning. It does include far northeastern Benton County into northern Linn County until 9 o'clock tonight, so about another 23 minutes. This tornado warning will stay north of the Cedar Rapids Metro. This particular storm will stay north of the Cedar Rapids Metro. That's the good news there. But again, we are watching it ever so closely. Let me zoom out just a little bit and we'll kind of give everybody an update on what else is happening here in eastern Iowa. The good news is we're down to 1. We have a lot of heavy rain, probably a lot of lightning. Torrential rain at that is falling, especially from about Clayton County through northern Dubuque County, Delaware County, Buchanan County, Blackhawk County, down to Tama County. There's a lot of heavy rain falling right in this area. Highway 20 corridor is going to see a lot of rain. The only real severe threat, though, remains these warnings in northeastern Benton and northwestern Linn County. So we need to watch them very closely. And we're going to do just that. We're going to zoom right back in. We're going to kind of play this game until these warnings are out of here. Again, there's kind of this hook feature here, a bit of a circulation right here, probably right near center point now. So it is getting ready to cross I-380. We also, of course, are going to have Alice and Alburnett. They're going to be kind of in line for the storm as well. Alburnett's down here, maybe just outside the warning. I'd maybe take your tornado precautions just in case. We have Alice right here, and of course, center point. And this storm continues to move off to the east a little bit here. Let's go ahead, look at the velocity view. We'll see for that couplet. It's persistent. Looks like it's crossing I-380 just south of center point. That's that circulation right there. Again, this moving off to the east-northeast. Do you have a speed on that photo me real quick?
Yes, 25 miles per hour east.
All right,
but it looks a little more northeast.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. All right, we'll do 30 just to give a little bit of a buffer. So Alice, they'll be around your air about 8:46, so within the next about 8 minutes or so. So I want to make sure you're giving yourself extra time. Let me draw this a little bit more conservatively off to the north. Yeah, same thing, Alice, about 8:47. Okay, so again, that's the storm we're watching right here. That's that circulation, passing I-380. Again, if you know anybody that may be driving north on 380 out of the Cedar Rapids Metro, this tornado is passing potential tornadoes passing overhead of I-380 right now. Want to make them get off by Midway or even better, Hiawatha. Just give them a nice buffer. If they're coming south, perhaps from the Waterloo Metro, get them off at Urbana. That way they can stay clear of the storm. It looks like the worst is almost past the I-380 corridor, but we're not quite done yet. Did not mean to do that. All right, so let's look at the radar view. We're going to go back and forth. The good news is we're down to 1. We're down to 1 storm, so we don't have to bounce around all over the place. At one point, we had 5 tornado warnings today. Of those, at least 4 were producing tornadoes simultaneously. So it's been a very, very busy day. This is one of those days where these tornado warnings don't just pop up and we like to hear ourselves talk. These are tornado warnings that have actually been producing damage, and that's the really unfortunate reality of the severe weather tonight. So again, this severe storm, tornado warned storm, is in northeastern Benton County, northern Linn County. It does continue until 9 o'clock. I think I can basically give Benton County now the, well, yeah, I'd like to do that. And then this kind of pops up. What is happening here? Looks like we might have another notch trying to form here just south of Urbana. So Benton County not quite out of the clear yet. We are watching this here. This is far northeastern Benton County. Looks like another circulation maybe attempting to form here just south of Urbana. But again, center point, Alice. We have Alburnett down here. That's the areas that we're most concerned with right now. We do have this rogue tornado warning here. This is before the storm kind of turned more northeastern. So this one we can pretty much discount. Really not much of a concern with this one. It's really just this guy right here. Is there anything coming in the chat?
Yeah, no, it's really quiet on chat. Again, we're just seeing that funnel cloud nearing the ground as we saw in that live stream just a few moments ago. This tornado warning, again, is really the only warning that we have. I'll give you kind of a look at the whole area. After a very busy night, it is quiet somewhat, but but we still do have these 2 warnings. There goes the other one that just got expired. So still looking in a little bit of Benton County here, mostly Lynn County for this tornado warning. It's moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Not a ton of cities as Nick showed you, but definitely, you know, nearing the center point area, continuing to progress that way. Yeah, you still see the strong rotation, obviously, a little bit down to the southeast of center point, but I understand what you're saying with this one out here. Could be some concern. Oh, and they just canceled the tornado warning.
That one?
Oh, nope, the other one. Never mind. I got very confused there for a minute. My watch was buzzing and I got confused. This one's still in effect until 9.
Okay.
I think I got the text twice for some reason. Very confusing. But radar indicated, again, you see that strong rotation right down to the southeast of center point, and even some rotation further out here surrounding the area. Severe thunderstorm warning, looking at winds or wind reports about 60 or 70 mile per hour gusts. So certainly damaging with that, but otherwise no new information, not seeing any pictures. Part of the struggle is it's getting dark out there, so you really just have to rely on what we're seeing on the radar, and from any confirmation of reports through lightning flashes really from there.
Can we take a Skycam full, please? It looks like we have a good view of that shelf cloud, the wall cloud. A little difficult to see. We're going to hope for some lightning, and if I can get in front of that again, that would be amazing. And again, a big thank you to our production staff, our producers, everybody who's been working behind the scenes. We've all been doing this now for 4 consecutive hours, so we're getting a little tired here. All right, so here's what we're looking at. You can kind of see it. This kind of light band right here, that's what we call the RFD cut. It's wrapping around the circulation. And what we're looking at here, you can kind of see it in the lightning flashes. There's a lowering here northwest of Cedar Rapids. This is, again, crossing I-380 near center point. You can kind of see in those radar flashes, that is that wall cloud right there. This is where our potential tornado would be. You can see it's very low. It's very close to the ground. Again, we're looking from Cedar Rapids. In Cedar Rapids, we're fine. The tornado warning is off to our north, so we are fine here. But we have a great vantage point from our tower here in Cedar Rapids. The big wall cloud here, big indication of rotation happening here, and you can see that wall cloud feature right there.
And Nick, Aaron is back in the road warrior.
All right, let's do it.
He is north of Palo, is that correct, I believe? North of Palo, correct. So we can take that full and take a look at what he's seeing, but again, different road warrior, I think.
That was storm damage from earlier.
There we go. So it is very difficult to see out there. Again, we're relying on lightning flashes to see if there is, you know, a funnel cloud, a tornado on the ground. This is the challenge that we do face. Luckily, this is the only warning in the area right now, and hopefully one of the last of the night. But regardless, you have to rely on, if you're in that tornado warning and in that polygon, to be in that safe space, because it's going to be hard to get pictures and confirmation of this, especially with the amount of rain that's being produced. It does have the potential to eventually become rain wrapped, like many tornadoes that we have seen, but this is what we're dealing with right now. Still radar indicated, not seeing anything come through the National Weather Service that has changed, moving east at 30 miles per hour or a little bit up to the northeast. So center point area headed towards Central City. Be in your safe space right now and rely on that at least for another 15 minutes or so until this potentially gets extended or hopefully canceled.
And Cam, if we could do the double box that video in the bigger screen, that would be amazing, just because it's always good to have that live video. But again, that's a really impressive indication of rotation. Did cross I-380, is now east of center point. That continues to move off to the east or so here. Again, that's of concern here in northern Lynn County. Looks like you guys might have to initialize. If you need me to walk off screen, I can do so. Looks like 76 miles per hour. That's the rotation with that storm right now. Again, it's a pretty strong indication of rotation happening there. Again, this will be in northern Lynn County, and that is the point of concern right there. Very, very close to center point. Looks like just the southeast of center point. So let's get a closer view. And again, feel free to take that. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. We're asking a lot of things, you know, it's always fun, live TV. All right, so again, this area of circulation right here, just passing maybe very close to or southwest of Alice. That is of concern right there. We get a little bit tighter here. This is Central City Road. Here's Alice Road. That circulation will be passing very close to Alice here in northern Lynn County. So that is of concern this evening. And you're looking at the live view of this rotation on the right side of your screen. That is from our engineer, Aaron Gerhardt. Great storm chaser, great storm spotter, and you can see he's in a great position right now watching that storm. you can see that circulation very close to Alice now. It's basically riding right down Central City Road. So that is of concern as we go through the evening. Rogers is kind of the next stop here, one of the smaller townships. If this does continue to roll down Central City Road, that'll be of concern there. But again, that rotation right now, right near Alice, that's going to be the concern tonight. We will pull up the gate-to-gate shear, pop that on, and again, 77 miles per hour, so still some pretty good indication of rotation. Again, this is in northern Lynn County. That is of concern there. So let's go ahead. We'll give a bit of a wider view. We'll put the rain back on, and we'll do camera view. We'll zoom out a little bit. All right. And so this is the lone warning that we continue to deal with. Earlier today, we were dancing around multiple different storms. Today, we just have one. At least as of now, we just have one. This is that tornado warning. Again, this is northern Lynn County. The Cedar Rapids Metro is out of the warning. So no threat for the Cedar Rapids Metro. Marion, Hiawatha, you guys are okay. It's this warning here in northern Lynn County that is of concern. And you can see kind of that hook shape here. It looks like it may be trying to intensify that backside again in northern Lynn County. You can see a lot of lightning with this storm on the right side of your screen. Again, that's a live view of this tornado warning. Very close to Central City, or excuse me, Center Point right now. Let's go ahead and pop, whoop. Didn't want to do that. We'll go that guy. And then we'll do pan. Okay, we got an update on the tornado warning there. You can see Center Point is right here. So it is moving really close to Center Point. You got Alice right here.
Yeah, and Aaron did just come in and he says it's getting very rain wrapped or rain obscured. So
yeah, not surprised.
Not shocked, but something to still, take note of and get in your safe space.
Because what it looks like it's happening is you kind of have this original circulation. This is near Alice, passing off. We'll be eventually heading towards Central City. But what we're watching is the secondary circulation now starting to form, look a little better near Center Point. And that's why the tornado warning still extends past west towards I-380, because we're watching two different areas. Again, right now near Alice, and then Center Point. So again, we're about to lose a shot here. Thank you again, Aaron, for that shot. We'll get another view here in a little bit. Hopefully we won't need it. Hopefully the tornado warnings are canceled, but for now we continue to roll with it. We have a tornado warning, does continue for northern Lynn County until 9 o'clock tonight. That's another 12 minutes. It's the only show in town right now. So you can tell my mouth is starting to get tired.
I'll give you a quick break there, Nick. We do have another, not a tornado warning, but we do still have some severe storms off towards central Iowa. Now, one of those severe thunderstorm warnings in Tama County. Likely going to see the severe thunderstorm warnings continue for a little bit while here. Hopefully we'll kind of wind down with these tornado warnings. We did have up to 5 or 6, I think, at one time. We're down to 1. So you see the one in Benton and Lynn County, radar indicated 11 more minutes in this storm, unless it gets extended, of course. We're seeing that steady rotation very near the Center Point area. So if you are in Center Point, you should already be in that safe space. You should just be listening to me in that safe space right now. Seeing kind of another central rotation. We'll kind of see how these unfold. It may actually kind of break apart and cancel the tornado warning all, but we'll wait for a few more scans there. This other one, though, near Alice on Central City Road, headed towards Central City. Again, no confirmation of this at this time, but as we do head into these later evening hours, that's more difficult to get that confirmation because it is so dark outside. We have to rely on the lightning to show it, or really a confirmed report of damage or some sort, and we just haven't gotten that yet. So even though this one is radar indicated, you see the red box around it instead of the pink or the purple, it is still very well possible that a tornado could drop from this really at any moment. So areas like Shellsburg and Vinton, you're in the clear for now. You're going to deal with some thunderstorms and some rain, but right now we're focused kind of over that 380 area with this potential rotation and near the Alice area. Again, for just barely Benton, it's about to get out of Benton. You may be in the clear soon, can get a good night's sleep, but definitely northern Lynn County there as well.
Yeah, we're watching those two areas. I don't like how this one's starting to intensify yet again. It was kind of weakening, and now it's spitting right back up again, spitting like a top. Again, this is on that, heading basically towards Central City. That tornado warning, which does continue here. This storm does have a history of producing tornadoes out towards the west in Benton County. We had multiple reports of tornadoes and even some pictures that we did see of that tornado as well. So this is a dangerous storm. It has a history of producing tornadoes, and it does continue to move into northern Linn County. It's a slow-moving storm. A lot of beneficial rain falling. Hopefully not too much rainfall in a short period of time, because we might start dealing with flash flooding issues. We need the rain. We're in a drought, obviously. Unfortunately, though, if you get too much rain, the ground is still rock solid, and it's not going to be able to absorb it as much as it normally would. So we might start dealing with some issues with flash flooding. I did see a flash flood warning out to the west, so that could be a sign of things to come. Pop over the velocity view again. And there's definitely two distinct areas that we're watching. One near Center Point, the other one here near Alice. Let me zoom in a little bit closer here. And we'll kind of get right in the middle of those two storms. Again, right now, this circulation passing right over Center Point. That's going to continue to move east-northeast, basically along and north of Central City Road. We also have this circulation here, just north of Central City Road. This will be approaching Central City. So these two different areas of rotation we need to watch very closely. Unfortunately, as we approach 9 o'clock, I'm not really convinced we're going to be able to go into normal programming, because I have a feeling they may extend this warning. You can see 85 mile per hour, another indication of strong rotation there, northern Linn County. Again, this is approaching Central City. So Central City, for now, you are not in a tornado warning. I would just start getting ready to go to your tornado safe place just in case. Maybe just make sure it's cleared out and you know where to go. Make sure the family's on the same page of how to handle these tornado warnings. This other circulation also at 84 miles per hour. This one right over Center Point. Again, now east of I-380, but very, very close to the Center Point area. So both these circulations are strong. Both of them, we could very well have two different tornadoes or two areas of potential tornadoes in progress at the moment. And pop up the radar view. Again, what you're going to see here is a lot of rain. We have one circulation right here, the other one out here towards Center Point. So two distinctive areas that we're watching very closely. At the moment, haven't had any reports of tornadoes, but as Sarah was mentioning earlier, it's very difficult to actually see anything this time of night. Not seeing anything of significance here on the debris tracker. This is just a false return. If I look at radar, you'll see there's nothing really happening. Oop, wrong button, there we go. Nothing really happening here, so that's just a false return, no issues there. But we are watching, again, two different areas of circulation here in northern Linn County. Officially, this tornado warning does continue until 9 o'clock. I think it's possible we might get this extended past 9 o'clock into more portions of our area. Either way, though, we're watching it very closely, with two different areas of rotation, and both are very stubborn. They don't seem to want to go away. They don't seem to want to weaken. Did pass northeast of Center Point, so that's some good news there. That's circulation right there, and we have other one passing pretty close to Central City, Sarah.
Yeah, and there are some good news coming in. We're canceling that tornado watch in some counties, but we're extending it to 11 p.m. in others. So I'll give you a quick overview of kind of what we're looking at across eastern Iowa right now. Those areas in yellow, still under that tornado watch. I don't think a few has updated quite yet, but for the most part, I know Tama County for one has been extended to 11 p.m. So really, you know, seeing this, some of them tapering off again to the north and out to the west towards the Waterloo area in Black Hawk County. Other areas, though, will continue to be extended, and we'll see these thunderstorms continue to push across the region. So if you're just tuning in now for our 9 o'clock news, it's likely going to be us for a little bit here. We do have that one tornado warning still in play. We're down to one. Unfortunately, the rotation with this storm doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Still radar indicated. We don't have any confirmation that tornadoes are on the ground. Unfortunately, at this point in the night, we're likely not going to have that confirmation. We're going to have to rely on the radar signatures. So this is what you're seeing right now. Looking at just the reflectivity, which is what we're looking at, doesn't look like necessarily a tornado would be there. However, when you see the velocity, that's when we see some pretty tight rotations. The first one being right over the Center Point area here. The other one being towards the Alice area, or now a little bit east of the Alice area. So again, here's one that we're tracking right here. Here's the second one. Both of them have been pretty steady in the fact that they have been rotating for the last several minutes. Now, this warning does expire in 4 minutes. I would bet that it would get at least a little bit extended towards that central city area. So kind of zooming out what you can expect with this. It is moving. And just a quick update on that tornado watch for Johnson, Lynn, several other counties extended till midnight. So just keep that in mind that storms can still be produced, some which could be tornado producing storms for the next few hours there. So taking a look again, refreshing, these are the two ones that we are most concerned about. We do have some severe thunderstorm warnings sitting out in Tama County. That might be some rotation there too. Okay, we'll continue to watch. Tor possible is labeled on this one in Tama County as well. Oh, there goes that tornado warning. So it did get extended. This one goes until 9:45 p.m. Those two rotations, again, are what we're watching really closely. So timing this out, let me double check. Moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Perfect. We'll play out this rotation first. We do have two. The first one, the one that's furthest away towards that center point area, goes Coggin at 9:21, Prairieburg around 9:30, and Castle Grove around 9:41. Now, Castle Grove is kind of just out of the warning. We could see it be expired by that point, but still good to be aware of it, at least for the next hour or so here. The second rotation that has just really stuck out for quite a bit of time, again, similar areas, Prairieburg, Castle Grove, Hopkinton, if it does last that long into that area. But again, this is still for Lynn County. Benton County are in the clear. That one will get expired here shortly. And then further to the north, we're now back in Delaware County, or the southernmost part of Delaware County. So if you're just coming in now because you're hearing or getting that alert on your phone in Delaware County or other areas of Lynn County, this is what we're dealing with. Really just the two warnings here that are at play. We do have this one out towards Tama that we will, of course, continue to watch as it may have the potential of producing a tornado. But for now, we're focused on the tornado warning that goes till 9:45 for Delaware and Lynn counties. Surrounding it, we do have this severe thunderstorm warning, of course, but the main priority is going to be that rotation within Lynn County. Nick.
Long night. We kind of talked about the potential for this happening. We knew it was probably going to be a long night, and it just keeps on going. We continue to have one, so that's good news. One tornado warning here. But again, this is two strong rotations. Again, we don't want to belittle this. I mean, these are two very strong areas of rotation. On any given day, on a normal day, if we saw this, we would be very concerned. The fact we've had this all day long and most of these have produced tornadoes, that is of concern. So again, two different areas of circulation here. We're going to keep talking about the same thing because there's nothing else to talk about, but also because the situation is continuing to evolve. It's moving block by block, city by city, new warning after new warning. And so this is that new tornado warning, which does continue until 9:45, northern Lynn County and far southern portions of Delaware County here. You don't really even have to know what you're looking for to kind of see what you're worried about. You have two different areas of circulation. This one that does continue for Center Point, this one just west of Central City. So we'll go ahead and zoom in here and we'll try to get some better idea of exactly what's happening with this storm. Again, lots of concern, mainly because we've had a lot of reports of tornadoes today. There have been so many tornadoes in eastern Iowa and Iowa as a whole. It's too early to know just how many, but any storm that had a tornado warning essentially has produced a tornado today. So that doesn't happen too often. Let's go ahead and look at the gate-to-gate shear. Again, this is that rotation with that storm. That one, it's a little garbled. I wouldn't be too worried about that speed. But this one, yeah, 79 miles per hour. That's a pretty good gust there. Again, this is now approaching Central City. May pass just northwest of Central City. Coggin will be the next place as well. This will be coming very close to Coggin, getting ready to cross over Highway 13 near Paris Road, north of Central City. I think this is probably the most concerning circulation out of the two that we're looking at right now. But again, to reiterate, we have the warning for Lynn County. It does not include the Cedar Rapids Metro. This is far northern Lynn County. So the Cedar Rapids Metro is just fine tonight. We also have, again, Central City up that way. Walker, you're not in the warning. Double K Corgi's farm is okay. Storm chasing Corgi born up there. His house is fine. That's good news. Again, we're watching 2 areas of circulation there. Northwest of Central City, another one near Alice. These are 2 very strong rotations. And oh my goodness. And this one just continues to intensify. So it looks like what's happening is we're starting to see a handoff. We had 2 areas that weren't really tight. It looks like it's starting to kind of get much tighter here. So let's look. 81 miles an hour. So this might become the new dominant circulation here. Again, this is passing south of Troy Mills. Will approach areas like Coggin to Central City. Pretty good indication of rotation there. So what you're essentially seeing there is circulation.
We are still getting reports of funnel clouds. I'm not sure if we still have Aaron. He told me he was headed towards County Home Road.
Okay.
Do we have him? Oh,
there we
it's
go.
dark. Can't see much. Maybe we'll see some lightning with it, but he's traveling along County Home Road, kind of following these reports of funnel clouds, but again, a tornado on the ground really quick. If you actually want to take Max 2 full really quick for me, I can show you one of the things we did get updated recently that is some good news is that tornado watch has been extended for some but canceled for others. You can see most of our counties north of Highway 20 are now canceled. Our far most western counties, this does go until 11 p.m. Areas towards Lynn and Johnson County, that and further east, I should say, goes until midnight. So we still do have kind of the ingredients in the atmosphere that could produce some of these tornadoes and the rotation that we are seeing now. If you guys want to jump back to Max 1 for me, that'd be great. This is what we're focused on right now. Even that severe thunderstorm warning got canceled. This is really it. We do have some severe thunderstorms sitting off to our west in Tama County, but it doesn't look like those will necessarily be producing tornadoes at any point. I don't think. I know it was labeled tornado possible at one time, but I would say really just the main focus and the reason why you are still hearing us on air after 4 hours today is because of this tornado warning. So let's take a look at that velocity. Still pretty persistent. Nick just sighed. It is still pretty persistent out there. This does go till 9:45. Hopefully we will see some improvement before that. But if you're hearing the sirens go off, it is for a good reason. Again, it's dark. You're not going to see it. So get in that safe space right now. And talking about that safe space, it's the lowest level of your home. If you don't have a basement, for example, you want to be on that most interior room. Oftentimes that's a hallway, a bathroom. You don't want to be near any windows, and it's always a great idea to have things to cover up. Or like blankets or a mattress to make sure you are safe at all times. Not seeing any new reports in from the Weather Service, not expecting to see a lot of those because it is so dark out there, but we will take a look at really just our reflectivity here. Paired with it, if you're not in this tornado warning too, these are some strong storms, not deemed severe right now, but a decent amount of lightning being produced with it. So you know, something to be concerned about. Make sure you're inside and being safe with that. But if you're in Delaware and Lynn County, this is what we're tracking right now. So let's time it out for you towards, well, let's look at the different rotations because we got a few here. Let's time it out. Let's time it out with this first one. Moving about east-northeast at 30 miles per hour. This is the one we're tracking right now. Coggin, we're looking at 922. So here in about 15 minutes or so, if this rotation does remain strong, and Prairieburg now engulfed in that tornado warning till about 9:31. The second rotation, there's really 2 in here. I would say the one that I just drew is the one that we're concerned about. We look for these bright colors and those bright reds, those bright greens. No debris reported with this, but something we will continue to watch. And of course, this area of weak rotation moving into more of a rural location, but definitely along Highway 13 south of Coggin, north of Central City. Could eventually make its way to the Castle Grove area, but hopefully by that time, this tornado warning will be weakened or canceled, Nick.
All right, so again, the reason why we're dealing with these strong storms today and the reason we're still in the air is because we have multiple reports of tornadoes that actually occurred here in eastern Iowa. Let's send these out now to Weather First meteorologist Nathan Santo Domingo. He brought us the live video of that tornado earlier. That's how we were able to let the Weather Service know what was happening. He's on some damage now. Nathan, what can you show us tonight?
Right, Nick, we brought you that live tornado just to the south and west of Shell Rock. Now we're in Waverly, where that tornado continued. If you remember, we were south of Shell Rock when we had to put the brakes on our chase because of power lines over the road. So we did have confirmed damage live for you on Iowa's News Now earlier this evening. And now standing behind me, we have more damage here. We are on Garden Avenue, just to the south and west, or south and east, excuse me, of Waverly. Here's some of the damage that was spotted around the home. There was large tree limbs and even full trees blown down by this tornado, damage to the roof. Also, a neighbor had their shed completely destroyed. Now, understandably, a lot of the neighbors around this community are focusing on the cleanup, but they do tell me that no one was hurt despite all of this damage. In fact, in the house that's behind me to my right, only one person was at home, a 13-year-old. He said it was the first tornado he ever experienced, and right when he got that warning, he went down to his basement. So following those protocols, just like we all should. So again, we're live here in Waverly, where the damage is definitely indicative of a tornado. You can see the spiral pattern of it. The National Weather Service will be out here to give us a damage estimate of this tornado, a confirmed tornado that, again, we brought to you live here on Iowa's News Now earlier this evening. Once we get that damage report from the Weather Service tomorrow, of course, we'll keep you updated on that as well. Live in Waverly, meteorologist Nathan Santo Domingo, Iowa's News Now.
And thank you so much, Nathan, for that. Again, a lot of tornadoes did touch down tonight, and a lot of damage reports will come tomorrow when the National Weather Service does send out to survey all of those storms and eventually rate those tornadoes. For now, we're left with one last tornado warning across eastern Iowa after several rounds of it. We do have some severe thunderstorms, but again, the main priority is going to be this tornado-warned storm now in Delaware and Lynn County. Does look like we're losing a little bit of rotation. We originally were talking about having 2 rotations within the storm. This one looks to be dying down a little bit, but this one is very concerning. That's when we see those bright greens, those bright reds. Again, green moving towards the radar, red moving away. And we just got it extended or changed a little bit, not extended until 9:45 p.m. still, but it now does go further into Lynn County, really to that county line, similar down to the southern portions of Delaware County. So really that one center of rotation is what we're tracking. It's still moving east at 30 miles per hour, so I will time this out for you really quick right here. Again, it does not necessarily hit the Castle Grove area, and luckily it is moving through a somewhat rural area, but Prairieburg definitely be getting into that safe space, or at least be prepared to get into that safe space. And if you're along Highway 13, shouldn't be. Make sure to pull over and get into a safe location there as well. So this is really the only storm, again, we are tracking tonight. To give you a quick overview, there we go. To give you a quick overview, we do have a couple counties that have been removed from that tornado watch, but still Lynn, Johnson counties, a lot of Dubuque County, a lot of those more populated areas are something that we will continue to watch over the next couple of hours. Those go through either 11 p.m. or midnight. So we still have a little bit of a night ahead of us, and it looks like we did just get another severe thunderstorm warning, so we can touch on that a little bit. This is the one out in Tama County right now. Goes till 9:30 p.m., has been extended a little bit until 10 p.m. So this one does go for quite a bit of time for Benton and Iowa counties. Looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-inch or three-quarter-inch hail. Definitely could be damaging there as well, but of course we do want to focus on the main priority right now, which is this tornado warning for Lynn and Delaware counties. Nick, we've been looking at this rotation for quite a bit of time, and it looks like it is still pretty strong.
Yeah, it's very strong. It does continue to kind of ebb and flow. I mean, you can still see, again, the Weather Service radar that we're using is down to the Quad Cities. So the bright reds going away from the radar here. The greens are coming towards the radar here. That spin just west of Central City, southwest of Coggin, and this does continue in northern Lynn County. This tornado warning does continue until 9:45. Again, finally, we're down to one storm. Hopefully, we can keep it that way, at least in terms of tornado warnings. Go ahead.
Saying that there's a tornado on the ground northeast of Alburnett.
Okay.
I have not seen that in the chat, but certainly something to take seriously.
Okay, so apparently we have a tornado on the ground northeast of Alburnett. That would kind of make sense here given the circulation happening here. Alburnett on the bottom part of your screen, not technically in the warning, but we do have circulation here as it goes into northern Lynn County. The most obvious area of circulation would be this guy right here, southwest of Coggin, and there's our observed tornado. So now it is an observed tornado warning, which means we now have a confirmed tornado in progress right now in northern Lynn County. This is why we're so concerned and have been concerned all evening long. We'll kind of do have a pan. We're going to jump over. Central City's right here. The area of circulation looks to be northwest of Central City, but still, if you are in Central City, I would treat it just as if it's coming your way. Get to the lowest level of your home. You are still under that tornado warning. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. Again, we now have a new confirmed tornado.
It's right over Paris.
Right over Paris. Okay, so there's Paris Road right here. We have Coggin up here. So apparently this tornado is now in progress just probably southwest of Coggin. I'm going to pull up the debris tracker. I'm kind of curious if anything is popping up here. Not really. That's good news. At least not a strong tornado, hopefully. So we'll look at the radar view. And again, it's really heavily wrapped in rain, so it'll be very difficult to actually see what's happening here. But again, we do have a confirmed tornado now, northern Lynn County, southwest of Coggin, likely just to the northwest of Central City. If you are in Coggin or Central City, you need to be in your safe place right now. There's a confirmed tornado in northern Lynn County. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here, get a bit of a wider view, and we'll kind of show you exactly what's happening here in northern Lynn County. We'll spread it out for you again. The Cedar Rapids Metro down here. The Cedar Rapids Metro is fine, at least as of now. But what we are watching is this right here. That's definitely, you can actually see it on the reflectivity view as well. Probably some type of hook kind of happening right here. Again, southwest of Coggin, probably just west or northwest of Central City. We can say that Center Point, you are now in the clear. Center Point is no longer inside this tornado warning, so you are good in Center Point. Benton County, you are in the clear as well. If you are in far southern Delaware County, this tornado warning does continue for you, I believe, very close to Ryan, which should be right about here. Is Ryan technically in the warning? It looks like Ryan is just technically north of the warning. Very, very close. Maybe take shelter. We now know it's a confirmed tornado. We have seen reports of damage. I do believe we have a photo from Olwine earlier, just to give you an idea how many of these storms have produced damage. This is in Olwine Community Schools. You can see that shed probably moved pretty good there. A lot of this metal debris, a lot of the siding, trees, stuff like this. This is the kind of stuff we're worried about. Even if it is just stuff like this, where it's just, metal siding, that flying through the air at 100 miles per hour is a problem. And so that's why we want to make sure you are in your safe place tonight. So we'll zoom out. Again, confirmed tornado now, northern Lynn County. This does continue until 9:45, so at least another about 30 minutes or so. This will continue to move off to the east. We'll go look at the correlation coefficient again, looking for some debris. I see a big ball there, and that is a bit of concern, but I think this is all just rain right now. I don't see anything indication of at least debris being lofted. So that's some good news. It means it may not at least be hitting anything. But again, that's the tornado warning there.
Nick, I think Aaron is on this storm, and he does have a microphone if we want to go to him. I'm not sure if he's available.
Sure, yeah, if he's good to go, I'll love to hear what he can kind of see out his way. Again, this is the tornado warning in northern Lynn County. Our engineer Aaron Gerhardt is going to be on that storm. We'll see if we can get with him coming up in a little bit. But again, this tornado warning does continue until 9:45, just north of Alburnett. Alburnett should be in the clear. Cedar Rapids in the clear. Coggin, though, that's where the problem spots will be. I do want to pan over down to this severe thunderstorm warning. You can see southern Benton County and northern Iowa County. This severe thunderstorm warning does continue until 10 o'clock tonight. Again, we're talking about possible wind gust of 60 miles per hour. I believe I do have a camera out this way. I kind of tried to fill in I-80 as much as I can. Look at that. Let's see what it looks like. This is going to be southeast of Brooklyn. For now, things are quiet. This is just ahead of the storm. So thankfully, it looks like nothing is happening there. So that's good news there. We'll kind of keep an eye on this as it continues to move into more of our area. Good timing. Lots of lightning, though. You can see this is near Ladora. I-80, the big wind farm there near Ladora. You can see lots of lightning is occurring with this storm. That's that severe thunderstorm warning that is coming this way. Even if it's not just a tornado threat, lightning is just as deadly. So make sure you're getting inside. These storms are producing A lot of lightning tonight. All right, so here we are. Well, back to the tornado warning. Again, this is a confirmed tornado in northern Linn County. It's keeping us very busy tonight. This does continue again until 9:45. We'll put the velocity view back on, try and see exactly where this tornado may be. You can see we're still tracking kind of these two separate areas of circulation. One passing very close to Coggin, the other one's coming right up to Coggin. Central City, Coggin, again, you want to make sure you are in your safe place because these storms are dangerous. These storms have a history of producing tornadoes. In fact, as of at least, probably 5 minutes ago, this was a confirmed tornado northeast of Alburnett. So we do know these storms are producing tornadoes. We have damage in eastern Iowa to prove it. We have photos of tornadoes to prove it, unfortunately, as well. So it is a dangerous night. These storms do continue. The sun is set. We're getting close to 10 o'clock. People might be going to bed. You want to make sure you have ways to get warnings tonight. Do not rely on sirens. Sirens are meant to be heard outside. We shouldn't rely on sirens for warnings. We are in the 21st century. Smart apps are an amazing tool. You can get warnings right to your phone that way. And even old conventional methods like weather radio. I have 2 weather radios at home. They're great methods. Make sure you have a way to get warnings tonight. If you don't have one right now, iOS News Now at WX in the App Store. You can get those alerts right to your phone. I've been feeling them in my pocket all night long. So my phone vibrates every time we get a warning. That's another way I know. But again, we're watching 2 areas of circulation here in northern Linn County, getting ready to cross into far southern Delaware County as well. It does appear things may be starting to weaken just a little bit, but keep in mind, this was much stronger. This was a strong rotation. Now it's just like a moderate rotation. I mean, there's still probably circulation happening in the storm. There is still very potentially a tornado occurring as well. The main circulation, this appears to be the most significant circulation. It's getting ready to cross Highway 13, either just south of Coggin or between Coggin and Central City, likely either south or very close to Coggin. That's kind of the concern right there. You can kind of see that circulation. We'll kind of get an estimate of the wind speeds there. Yeah, 74 miles per hour. I mean, it's still a strong rotation. It's not quite the 80, 90 mile per hour we saw, but this is still one of the strongest circulations we've seen so far tonight. And it just continues. It doesn't want to subside. That is why that tornado watch continues until midnight tonight. We do have that tornado warning, again, northern Linn County, 9:45. Let's just do a reset. We are, in at 9. This is Iowa's News Now, news at 9, I guess, and Fox 28. Welcome, and the news is weather.
And Nick, just to give you a quick update, it doesn't look like the Weather Service is going to let up on that warning. We still do have conditions favorable for it, so it at least is going to go through 9:45 at this time, if not continue to be extended. As he did mention, that watch does continue through 11 p.m. or midnight in some locations. So we still do have these favorable conditions, and although it is a lot quieter than we were dealing with a few hours back, this tornado or confirmed tornado in Linn and Delaware County is something to continue to take very serious out there. So again, we have that tornado warning going, and of course some severe thunderstorms, Nick, as well.
All right, we have this photo. Lindsay Leo, wow. This is County Home Road. This is in northern Linn County. My goodness. What you can see there is that's the big supercell shape of the storm there, the big wall cloud there, low hanging cloud, likely caught in the middle of lightning. This is why we're on the air. At any given point, that could produce a tornado. We have, again, seen tornadoes today in eastern Iowa. We have seen multiple tornadoes and unfortunately lots of reports of damage. That is a stunning photo there. Again, this is near County Home Road in northern Linn County. That is a big concern with these storms that continue to move through eastern Iowa. So again, right now we have this tornado warning, northern Linn, southern Delaware, and we have this severe thunderstorm warning moving into far eastern Iowa County, southern Benton County. These are the 2 storms that we're watching tonight. And technically speaking, Tama County, southern Tama County is under that severe thunderstorm warning as well, but it looks like the worst of it has now moved east. So we'll, I guess, bounce back and forth. It's possible we might be here for a while because this storm does not seem to want to let up. Right now, again, tornado warning does continue for at least 9:45. This is still a confirmed tornado in northern Linn County. We have reports of a confirmed tornado. This was northeast of Alburnett not too long ago. Right now, that tornado would likely be crossing Highway 13 between Coggin and Central City. All right, we're down to radar indicated, so that means we haven't had an update in a while. So that's some good news. That's at least a step in the right direction. It's no longer a confirmed tornado, but you can see this box here, The red outline here does include Coggin. Central City no longer in the warning, but it does continue to move off to the east. You got Hazel Green up there towards Delaware County. That's going to be an area to watch as well. And then, of course, Prairieburg. That'll be the next stop in line. So really, once it starts leaving Highway 13, the next stop will be Prairieburg. So if you are in northern Linn County, you have to continue to watch this storm as it is a dangerous one. We'll put the velocity view back on. Unfortunately, that looks stronger yet again. Stronger rotation here, likely passing just northeast of Central City, just south of Coggin, and this is heading right in the direction of Prairieburg. So Prairieburg, want to make sure you're in your tornado safe place. Again, lowest level of a home, put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. Interior closet, a hallway, a stairwell, something like that. If you don't have a basement, that's fine. First level of the house is totally fine. Obviously, basement is a good place to be as well, but if you don't have that, that's fine. Just make sure you're taking your tornado precautions right now, because that is another pretty good indication of rotation. We'll do a query on that. 77 miles per hour, so it continues to rotate pretty quickly, and it's moving east at what, 25 miles an hour? Is that the last
30,
thing we had?
northeast.
30. Northeast at 30. All right, let's do a cone. I think I hit 30. Let's try it again, just make sure.
Looks like you hit 30, yeah.
Just to make sure. Yeah, we're on 30. Okay. So we'll put a little bit ahead of it. So assuming it's moving east about 30 miles an hour, it'll be in the Prairieburg area at 9:29. So, you know, that gives yourself about 5 minutes. Don't wait. Might as well just do it right now. These storms have been very quickly rotating and then kind of dying down. They're re-intensifying, then dying down again. So we definitely need to watch this very, very closely as we go throughout the night.
And we are getting word from the National Weather Service that it is suggesting that it will start to weaken. So hopefully we are headed in that direction. But looks like we're staying here till at least 9:45 if you're just coming in now.
Okay. Right on. So that's at least a step in the right direction. One thing we've been talking about the last several days is as we go later in the night, we start losing the tornado threat, but the wind threat will remain. And so hopefully we can kind of get rid of this tornado potential. And then wind threat's obviously still a problem, but the tornado threat, of course, is more can be very life-threatening as well on the stronger side of things. But again, we're not diminishing the tornado threat right now. This just means that in the near future, this storm may begin to weaken. For now, though, Prairieburg, you want to make sure you are in your safe place at this hour. Let's go ahead. Let's do wide view again. We'll continue to circle back as we've been doing. Earlier tonight, you know, we had 5 active tornado warnings at one point. 4 of those were producing tornadoes. So it's been a very busy night. We're down to just 1 tornado warning, not to belittle the tornado warning, but we're down to 1 tornado warning. Otherwise, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning for southern Benton and much of Iowa County as well. So let's go ahead. We haven't touched on the severe thunderstorm warning in a minute, so let's go ahead and hop down this way. You can kind of see a bit of a bowing segment here. Might be an indication of some stronger winds now starting to kick out into portions of southern Benton and northern Iowa counties. This will be riding right along I-80, and this wind's probably going to be going near perpendicular to the to I-80. So if you know truckers or anything like that, if truckers may be watching us, kind of trying to follow some updates on severe weather, do keep in mind that we're going to start getting some nice crosswinds on I-80, some likely between about Oxford over towards Brooklyn. That's kind of at least in our area anyway. That's Interstate 80 right here, that red line. Let's go ahead and actually look at, I believe that should be pretty close to the camera now. We'll go back to that camera near Brooklyn, kind of see what's happening there. You can see the rain is definitely falling there. You can kind of see the wind kind of carrying the rain as well. Still some periodic flashes of lightning. So these storms are producing some pretty gusty winds down south. Thankfully, not much of a tornado threat, at least as of now, but some gusty winds and lots of heavy rainfall as well. We'll go a little bit further east down I-80. Here's a live look near Ledora. Again, you can see the lightning there on the horizon. You can see the reflections. So the storm is likely behind this point of camera. But again, you can see lots of lightning there. For now, things are okay. But again, severe thunderstorm warning does continue for southern Benton, northern Iowa counties until 10 o'clock. All right, so
really quick, Nick,
yeah,
we actually do have some pictures and videos coming in. I actually have one up on WeatherScan if we want to take this first. This is the storm that is tornado warned earlier today. Obviously, it is a little bit darker out there, so can't see. You wouldn't be able to see it really now unless there was a lightning flash. But if you weren't aware of the storm and what it was doing earlier, it is a large, very classic looking wall cloud really that we saw move across Lynn and Delaware County. I also was told that the storm out in Dysart, which is still the one that we're tracking now into Lynn County, we do have video of that. A decent amount of damage has been reported there, at least from wind damage, if not tornado damage. But here's kind of what we were dealing with. Yeah, you can see some of the roofs blown off there. I'm sure siding's coming off. Super unfortunate given just coming off the derecho and having to deal with that damage as well.
Just a very busy night across eastern Iowa, and we're unfortunately not quite done yet. Again, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for southern Benton, northern Iowa County. That does continue until 10 o'clock tonight. Let's jump back north to that tornado warning. Again, the active lone tornado warning here in eastern Iowa does continue for northeastern Lynn County and far southern Delaware County. It looks like it's starting to kind of get surrounded by more rain, so hopefully that can start cutting off the inflow of warm, humid air, and maybe this thing will finally start to kind of weaken just a little bit. But we'll pop the velocity view back on. And what we'll see is the rotation does continue. It's very close to Prairieburg. So we've been telling Prairieburg, you need to be in your safe place. You got to be there now. That circulation's passing very, very close to Prairieburg at this time. It's moving southeast of Coggan. Coggan, you're almost in the clear. Central City, you're going to be dealing with gusty winds. I think the tornado threat, though, for you down in Central City is now good. You're in the clear up that way as well. But Prairieburg, that is the area we need to watch very closely. That circulation passing very, very close. We'll look at the circulation here. We're at 57 miles per hour, so that's still a lot of spin in the atmosphere. That's an indication of a possible tornado there, and so we're watching that very, very closely. Again, tornado warning does continue for northern Lynn and far, far, far southern Delaware County until 9:45. Earlier, I believe it was around like 9:10, 9:15, we had a confirmed tornado up in northern Lynn County. Thankfully, at least as of now, we're not aware of any tornadoes, but the severe threat does continue, Sarah.
And Nathan is actually out there surveying some of the damage from those tornadoes that we saw earlier today. Nathan, do you want to give us an update on not only what you've seen tonight, but what's going on there now?
Yeah, Sarah, right now we're just on the southeast side of Waverly near Garden Avenue. And this is where some of that damage was from that tornado that we brought you earlier here on Iowa's News Now. And that tornado forming on the southwest side of Shell Rock and then moved towards the Waverly area. Here's a look at some of the damage. And you see that not only are there large tree limbs down, but also full trees that were completely knocked over here by the tornado that came through. Take a look at this. This is how we brought it to you on Iowa's News Now. That tornado again on the ground forming to the southwest of Shell Rock. And that continued off towards the Waverly area and continued off to the east towards the Highway 20 or just north of the Highway 20 corridor as well. Now, the severe threat does continue here into the evening. Weather First team back in the studio. It has been a long afternoon and evening here in eastern Iowa. They're still tracking those storms, tornado-warned storms here in eastern Iowa. So for now, in Waverly, I'm meteorologist Nathan Santo Domingo. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nathan, for that update. Yeah, a lot of tornadoes did touch down. Tomorrow is going to be a very active day for the National Weather Service, surveying some of that damage and officially rating what those tornadoes were. But for now, we still do have one tornado warning that is active across the region. I'll take a look at the radar here really quick. Again, zooming in right here, this is the one that we are focused on. It is hopefully the last one of the night after seeing several, and it just got extended. There we go. So it has been extended now into Jones County there as well. This one goes till 10:15 p.m. So we're likely going to stay with you through the end of our 10 p.m. newscast here today. That rotation isn't dying down, and that's why it was extended. So yeah, if you're just coming in now because you're hearing the sirens going off either in Delaware or Jones County, this is why. We do have some pretty strong rotation with this. And if you're not quite sure what to look for, you can see right here when the reds and the greens kind of overlap and look like they're moving the wrong